children. Oh my god, yeah, Christmas. I haven't thought about that. We probably need to figure out what the fuck we're doing. Also, we're gonna have to be really smart about Christmas because of episodes. Hadn't thought about that.
She released a Christmas Day murder.
Yeah, 100%.
A crowder.
Write that down.
A crowder.
Write that down.
A crowder.
A crowder.
Christmas ep.
There's been a crowder. So I'll do the intro and then we can just waffle about whatever we're gonna waffle about. Do you think it's going to be a long one?
We've got 9 pages.
Yeah, fucking hell. Right, let's get into it. Hello and welcome to Kill the Mood podcast. We're here to talk to you about everything spooky dooky. There'll be lots of true crime, but also just general mysteries. Some will be solved and some will leave you hanging. We're just two girls putting the world to rights. But not really, we just like yapping. Oh, we've been here too long. I'd just like to add that we are not professionals, just two ladies who apparently like the sound of their own voices enough to record them. We mean no offence in anything we say. We, like a huge percentage of the world, find all of this unfathomable, and this is just our own little way of trying to make sense of the senseless. So, without further ado, this week's subject is
Joanna Yeates.
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 I know the name. I can't remember the case, if I'm completely honest.
In Bristol.
Yeah, love Bristol.
In 2010.
Motion.
That's
all I
motion
can think about in terms of Bristol right now.
Yeah, we're going there in 2 weeks to the prosthetics prospect.
Prospect, not prosthetic.
The prosthetics building.
Prospect.
The prospect
Building.
building. Yes, we're going to Bristol. Hopefully we don't get murdered in 2010.
In 2010. We get converted back to 2010 and then get murdered.
Yeah. I was going to do this one nearer to Christmas, but I'm just going to do it because I don't have any other ones and time is of the essence.
As you will have heard in the episode before this, we're crunched for time. This is actually for us the same night as the last episode, but for you, it's a week later.
Yes.
And yeah, it's just dawned on us that actually we're going to have to fucking do something for Christmas.
Yeah, we were just like, oh my God, it's chaos. But actually, I think by the time we've been to Bristol and then you've also moved out and in, and we've done another couple more epis, then we'll be in Christmas, and our work is mental at Christmas, so it's going to be a real interesting time to see how we get on.
Yeah, I mean, if we can stand the test of time and keep up with the eps on around Christmas, then we can fucking do it whenever.
Yeah, exactly. We
so
can release one a day.
Yeah.
I'm joking. That's not funny.
That would kill me, I think.
Absolutely horrifying.
I'm just like editing one, listening to another.
Yeah.
Fucking...
Just the sound of our voices just in our heads even more than they already are.
I'm not going to lie, like I said to Amy, for the first maybe 3 episodes, I listened to them once they were released, just like oh yay, another person listening. But I actually have fucking stopped because I listened to them so
many
much.
times, yeah.
So much.
The first couple, I was like, I really don't think I can listen to this just because it's like me. And every time I'd speak, I'd be like, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, why are you talking?
Why did you just say that? And then it just becomes like second nature because I listened to them once. Not that I have any doubt in you whatsoever, but I think just that it's uploaded properly and everything.
Because there was one time where it started to fuck up.
Yeah, and because I tried to listen to it, I was like, why is it doing that? So, yeah, I do listen to them, but I couldn't. Well, I'm going to do a bit of the editing now, finally, because I'm being a grown-up. I'm growing up.
It's more that you don't have the facility to.
Yeah, or the brain.
Well, I wasn't going to say it, but...
You can. It's fine. Okay, let's get into it.
Yeah.
So, we're in 2010 for this one. It is a bit Christmassy, so... Merry Christmas, I guess.
Get your hats on.
Yeah.
Santa's coming down the chimney.
Jingle,
and
jingle,
not in a good way.
So yes, Joanna Yeates was born on the 19th of April 1985 in Ampfield in Hampshire, which is just under Reading, next to London.
I'm glad that you figured that out.
Yeah, every single time I see a place, I'm like, find out exactly where that is these days. Maybe we should tour all the spots.
I love that. And then the last one, I was like, don't you think Salt Lake reminds you of Mary-Kate and Ashley?
That's how we... Yeah. And then a minute ago, we were like, Bristol? Motion? The only place in the whole
literally.
I was literally born basically in Bristol.
Yeah.
Like, motion. So, according to everyone, Her upbringing was apparently rather lovely. She had nice parents, great family life. She was apparently best friends with her mum. They got along like really well, and would always.
Ew. It's made the worst noise. I don't know why. I was like, ugh. Sorry.
Don't have best friends.
That was involuntary. I don't know what my problem was there.
That's fine.
I'm unaware of what
process.
what caused that.
Yeah. So she attended the Embley Private School as a child, which is a rather prestigious private/boarding school in Hampshire.
Can't be that prestigious. Never heard of it.
You have never heard of it.
And I'm an authority on,
Yeah.
on
She's
privately.
the top dog on private school boarding schools.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, I feel like us not hearing of it is probably not bad to you.
Yeah, literally.
Oh, too funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's a rather prestigious private boarding school in Hampshire. So yeah, she had a pretty good start to the game, it seems. She then went on to study landscape and architecture at a university.
At university. I thought you tried to say at university. Got choked up, almost died, and then just went university. University.
Oh no, we need to sleep.
Yeah, I don't know what's happened. We've eaten, and it's like someone's put 2 pennies in us, but not in the right place.
We were just looking at Twilight memes.
We were lying on the sofa,
was like, "It's
looking
10
at
p.m,
Twilight
we need to
memes.
go."
And I was like, we've still got to listen to the podcast that's supposed to come out tomorrow.
But it's season.
Dum, dum, dum. Honestly, what we were talking about to do with Twilight is the fact that Tom thinks Twilight's shit, and he thinks that it's so
uncultured
bad.
swine.
And I was like, who the fuck are you? But like, who doesn't like
I'm
Twilight?
not watching it because it's a masterpiece. I'm
No,
watching
but
it because it's
is.
iconic.
It
and
is
that's
a
what
masterpiece
makes it a
because it's so
masterpiece.
fucking bad.
Yeah.
Like,
Just like it hits so good because it's. Yeah, I just think you have to grow up. on
and
it,
you
though.
can't talk shit to me. I went to Twilathon, 9 hours, hardcore, watched the final one come out at midnight in the cinema.
I forget they used to do that so often. Go to midnight screenings. and
Midnight
stuff.
screenings.
Yeah.
Yeah, COVID killed that.
Yeah, so sad. Oh well. Moving on.
On to the next.
Yes, so she went. Let me say the whole bit again. So she went to study landscape and architecture at university, getting a degree and a post-grad diploma in Gloucestershire. And I know exactly where Gloucestershire is.
Well, I know where Gloucestershire is.
Well, good to know.
Yeah.
The girls go.
And I'm not going to tell you because I don't need to prove myself.
Yeah, exactly. Me neither. Just know that we know.
We know.
I just know that Amy knows and Tanisha
Kinda
sort of
knows.
Okay, so fast forwarding to 2008. So Joanna is 23 and she is slaying the game. She's got a great job that she loves at a place called Highland Edgar Driver for architecture and urban design. It's like a company that just does that kind of stuff. This is where she met her boyfriend through her work, and his name is Greg Reardon. Yeah, they both met each other. They're both architects.
I feel like you'd have to stifle it. I'm not sure why. Is it Bria? Yeah, I knew that's what it was going to be.
It got me
So immature.
I know, so bad. That's why I literally bit my lip after to me like, don't laugh, that's not funny.
laugh.
And then you called me. Okay. So around this time, they've been seeing each other for a bit, I wrote.
Yeah,
That's great.
that's all we need.
Everything was going great, and they'd planned to build a future together, probably get married and all of that stuff. So I think they were like, forever after us.
Forever. Lifers.
Endgame.
They're
lifers.
lifers.
Yeah.
They're lifers.
They're lifers. Yeah, their company relocated to Bristol, so they decided to move in together and move to Bristol, which is great fucking time in life, isn't it? Like, let's move in together and move to Bristol. Everything's good. We're going to be rich and well off.
What year did they move?
This is 2008.
This is 2008.
Yeah.
Right.
So yeah, they moved to Bristol. Her parents and his parents are both gassed for them, so everything is just going really great. After moving, it's not long before Joanna gets another architect job offer somewhere else, which I think is like better than her current one. So she changes jobs to an even better job. And then they end up moving flats again to, this is in 2010. So they've been in Bristol for 2 years, and then they quickly, moved to a different place in Clifton, which is an area in Bristol, which is like quite a nice area. I have actually been there.
I do actually know where Clifton is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A bit near motion.
It's about
it's everything in relative.
Yeah. It's just how close it is to motion.
You can walk to motion from there. Yeah, so they're happy moving up in the world. Everything is great. It's a block of flats. Yeah, this is kind of where the story properly begins. We're up to date. They're in Bristol. Everything's fine. Everything's dandy. So it's Friday the 17th of December, 2010, and Joanna's boyfriend Greg is heading home for the weekend to visit his family in Sheffield for a pre-Christmas reunion type thing, and I think it's the first time that Joanna would be in the flat since they'd moved there.
Oh, that's terrible.
So Friday night he finishes work and then he heads off, sets off on the drive, and she goes into Bristol for a drink with some friends at the Bristol Ram pub. I think she's sort of anxious about being home alone. Her friends at the pub say that she was kind of
literally same. Yeah, always.
Yeah, I feel like she was just sort of saying, "Oh, I am anxious because I've never done this before and stuff, but I'm also hyped." Apparently she loved Christmas. It was something that she really loved, and obviously this is quite close to Christmas, so I think she was just gonna
do some Christmassy stuff.
Yeah, maybe wrap some last bits and
watch
get
some Christmassy films.
Yeah, and because I think he was going to be gone for the whole. Yeah, he's gone for the whole weekend, so I'll do a bit of extra shopping, get some things ready, maybe decorate. I don't know. But this, it makes it sad because she absolutely loves Christmas, and this all happens over Christmas.
Because it wouldn't be sad without that.
No, it wouldn't. This is so sad. I'm sorry, I didn't mean that. Yeah, obviously it's sad anyway, but this is just especially sucky that she's probably my favorite time of year.
Yeah.
And I'm a bit nervous to be home alone, but everything's going to be fine.
I hate it when
being irrational.
Yeah, I hate it when you're proved right.
Yeah.
About why you've.
So yeah, I think she's probably. I'm just gonna get some gifts, bake some goods, get Christmas ready, and have the weekend to myself.
Sounds like a wonderful weekend.
Yeah. So it's at 8 p.m. that Joanna leaves the pub, and she begins the 25-minute walk home to her gaff. I wrote
to her gaff.
I really was writing these notes at the speed of light.
Yeah.
But it is longer because she makes some stops. So first of all, she stops at a Waitrose, which is a grocery shop in the UK, but she doesn't buy anything. Which I feel like is pretty good of someone to just smooch and be like, no,
yeah, not gonna.
Yeah, I'd just be like,
maybe she went
in
thinking, I think it's a waste of a trip if I don't buy something when I'm in.
Yeah, but then to be fair, she does go to a different shop after. But
okay, so maybe they just didn't have what she wanted.
Yeah, okay, fair. That's fair. I don't know. I'd just be like, but look at this fun little thing. Might as well buy this.
Waitrose, it costs you your kidney to be fair, so probably not worth it.
Yeah, maybe she got in and she was like, actually, I forget how
posh this is too funny.
Yeah. So she walks to a different shop en route and she calls her friend Rebecca Scott and they catch up and make some Christmassy plans and stuff. So then she goes into a Tesco in Clifton, which is quite close to her home, I think, and she grabs a Tesco's finest pesto mozzarella pizza.
Okay.
She leaves here at 8:40. This walk home is caught on CCTV.
Right.
Basically, okay. So the whole thing.
They can track her.
Yeah. So this is. Yeah, so around this time she's leaving and she pops into Bargain Booze, which is an off license in the UK as well. Yeah. And she buys 2 bottles of cider and then she leaves. But this is literally such a Friday night.
Yeah.
Get a pizza, get
some ciders.
I'm just headed
home, get myself a little pizza.
Yeah, had a drink at the pub, feeling a bit squiffy, probably get a couple more,
yeah.
Stick on a film.
Fall asleep.
Yeah, fall asleep.
Yeah.
So she leaves and walks home and it is estimated that she would have got home at around 9 p.m.
This is still quite early in the night, really.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, really early on.
Too early for crime.
In quite a busy, quite a busy area as well.
Fucking Bristol.
Yeah.
Friday night.
Yeah, Friday night. And they catch the whole walk home. It lasts apart from the last 20 minutes, I think. Yeah, maybe even 10. So at this time, Greg has made it back to his parents' house and he's texting Joanna just to check in, and she's not responding.
Okay.
So he also calls her mobile and calls the house phone, but no response.
Okay.
At 10:20 p.m, he sends another couple of texts and there's still nothing. Apparently he's not really too worried about this because apparently she's not really a massive phone person.
Yeah, so she's maybe just fucked off and is doing, or maybe she's just watching a film.
Yeah, exactly.
She's not paying attention.
And she might
Although weird, I suppose she wouldn't be at home. But maybe she's just ended up having a good night with her friends and stayed out later.
Yeah, exactly. And I think, because he knew she was going to the pub, maybe he was texting her to check in that she is doing okay, but he's not being
yeah.
What? That's so weird.
Also, when someone's on a night out, if Tom's on a night out, I'll send him a message to be like, "You're live." Actually, we used to do this thing. I used to send him a thing that said, "Be real" notification. And that's me asking him to send me a photo.
Yes, clever. Yeah, that is clever.
Yeah. Although I don't know why I wouldn't just say 30, sure.
Nah, but it's the same vibe. It's like it's bringing back something that eventually will be a massive throwback.
Yeah.
And you'll still say it. Yeah, I assume it's just something like that. Him just being like, "How's the pub?" Him just being like, "You home yet?" Him just saying, "I'll ring the house phone in case she's not seen her mobile," and then him just being like, "Cool, she's clearly still out."
Yeah.
But yeah, he's not too worried. It's not really that deep, apparently. Nope. Then throughout the weekend at his parents', he hears nothing from her at all. He's texting her and calling her, and there's literally no response. Wouldn't you be fucking anxious?
If I wouldn't be concerned if like Tom was on a night out and didn't message me.
And then the next morning, I'd be like, maybe you're just real hungover.
Yeah, the next morning hungover. Probably start to get worried by the afternoon.
Yeah.
If I hadn't heard from him by the evening, I'd be fucking panicking.
Yeah, panicking. And so that was on the Friday night that he hasn't heard from her, and he's not coming home till the Sunday. So it's like a long period of time where it's like she can't have just overslept. And also, like, he knows she was anxious about this weekend. Like, she wouldn't have gone out and got absolutely smashed up.
You're also going to be like,
responded to him the whole time.
You're also going to be like, part of you's going to be like, well, what's happened? I don't know. I'd be a bit like, has she left me?
Well, yeah, I think obviously you'd be so anxious.
Yeah.
But I've put, he probably was like, maybe I've pissed her off and I don't know.
Yeah.
Or maybe she's busy or like even cheating or something. Do you know what I mean? You wouldn't think she's died. You wouldn't think something terrible's happened. You would think...
Well, I would, because my mind goes to the worst place.
Yeah.
Immediately. But yeah...
If someone's ignoring you, you talk yourself down. And even if you were really panicking, you'd be like, oh my God, have I really upset her and she doesn't want to talk to me? Like, I don't understand what I've done. Or why has she been waiting for me to go away to do whatever? You know? There'd be a lot of other things that would go through your brain before you'd really convince yourself.
Also, you'd be like, maybe she's dead, and then you'd be like, no, don't be so sick.
Yeah, you'd be like, that's wild. That's so unlikely to have happened. And that, but you know, and you might be like, I don't understand why she's pissed at me, and you'd probably be a bit pissed off yourself because you'd be like, I'm worried about you. Can you kind of reply?
Oh yeah, the anger that raises in my stomach when Tom doesn't reply to me, and I'm worried. I just think and I'll start being like, can you just text me back? When we were at work the other day, and I literally rang him, and I was like, I texted you this morning, and then I've texted you again this afternoon, and it's like now almost 4 or 5, and you still haven't replied to me. I'm just ringing to make sure you're alive.
Yeah. Just worrying. It's just checking in. And I feel like Greg is probably sat at home, like, with his family, like, maybe she's just being a dick for some reason. I don't know. Like, I am kind of annoyed, but, like, also there might be a completely valid reason, and he's not going to be like, I have to go home and check on her because, you know, he's probably, maybe she's just got drunk and now she's just in a bad mood with me. I don't know. But yeah, you'd be so anxious. It would literally take over your whole weekend. But yeah, he is texting her and ringing her like the entire weekend. There's record of this, and obviously he was with his parents, so
yeah, he's ruled out.
He's in the clear. Yeah. So on Sunday the 19th, he returns home at around 8 p.m. and as soon as he goes into the house, he can tell that something's up. Like, he's probably going in quite worried anyway. But yeah, Joanna obviously isn't there. But there's an open cider on the side, but not empty.
Okay.
And nothing's been done. Like, apparently the bins haven't been taken out. They have a cat, and the cat looks like it hasn't been fed in a load of days, and it's probably being quite demanding, and that's probably like the litter tray hasn't been cleaned and stuff. But it just, and I think he's really confused, and he's a bit, I'm kind of annoyed now. But then he notices that her keys and her bag and her coat and stuff is all still in the house as well. So it's not even like she's just out somewhere. Everything of her belongings are still in the house. So now he's like getting really worried, and he gives this till 9 p.m. So he gets in at 8 p.m. and I think he waits for an hour and probably checks around, maybe rings a few people. And he waits and there's still nothing. So he calls her again at 9 and he hears her phone inside. I don't know what he's doing for a full hour if it's not ringing her continuously, but he decides to ring her at 9 o'clock.
But like, I've been ringing her all weekend and she's not replying. Maybe she's avoiding me now, so she's gone out because she knows that I'll be back but maybe I'll give it an hour and see if she like gets back. Or maybe he's even, I don't know, in that situation I'd probably ring my parents.
And just
or ring
like,
my friend and what the fuck is going on? Like,
or even he just gets home, he's just, I'll take my bags out, I'll have a shower, and if she hasn't come home by 9 o'clock, then I'll start like being like, where the fuck are you now? Because this is ridiculous.
I'll feed the cat and do all those things and then see where we're at.
So then he calls her at 9 o'clock and he hears her phone inside the flat and it's in her coat pocket. And as soon as he hears that, he's absolutely nah.
That means she hasn't been here all weekend.
Yeah, she's not been here all weekend. All of her calls are still on this phone. She has not unlocked her phone since the first time I texted her on Friday night. her bag's here, her coat's here, her keys are here. She would not go out without this stuff. He starts ringing literally everyone. So he calls everyone that was at the bar with her. He calls her parents, and no one's seen or heard from her since Friday night when she left that pub. At 12:45 a.m.,
Okay.
he rings the police after checking it with everyone, which I get in a sense that
I suppose it depends how many people you're talking to.
Yeah, and like, this guy isn't sus. Greg is not sus. Like, he's been ruled out. Like, it's not him. But I just was like, 12:45 a.m. That's
Yeah. I guess now you're talking to her friends, and then you're talking to her parents, and then everyone's giving you advice about what you should do and about where she could be, and then everyone goes off and starts doing their own little investigation.
Yeah, I'm going to ring this
like,
person.
If he only got back at 8 and then didn't start doing that till 9, that's actually only a few hours.
3 or 4 hours. Yeah. But yeah, I just, like, when I saw it, I was like, what, from 9 p.m. till almost 1 a.m. But I guess maybe 1 a.m. is, guys, she is not fucking coming home. No one knows where she is. I have to call the police now. So he reports her missing. The police arrive, and Joanna's parents also arrive, because they literally, as soon as this happened, they got in the car from Hampshire. They're like, we're coming over ASAP. Like, you just wait here. They look around the flat, and the police are starting to, like, ask people around, like, in the areas and stuff. They're doing door to door, seeing if anyone knew anything. Her mum, like, whilst they're looking around the house, she finds this receipt that's for pizza at 8:40 p.m. on Friday the 17th. So they knew that she'd heading
made it home
after the pub. So it's not like the pub, it's not like it was near the pub. It was like she was doing her route home. She's bought a pizza.
Yeah.
And she's coming home with the intention of going home for dinner. And she's walked through that front door and put her stuff down, including the receipt. So everything points into the fact that she was heading home. It wasn't someone that caught her on her way home. She made it to this house, right?
Right.
So it's like they've got basically her movements right up until that second she got home, and then just not an absolute Scooby-Doo. But they cannot find the pizza. Like, the pizza is just nowhere to be seen. So they're like, there's this receipt, and we haven't heard from her. She said, her friend says she's left the pub. Greg's been texting her from 9 p.m. and nothing.
And the
receipt's there.
And she bought 2 ciders.
And the ciders were there. One of them was open.
One of them was open, but the other one wasn't.
Have a sippy sip. I think the other one was there, but the pizza, nothing. No box. Like, they checked the bins. There was no box in the bins. It wasn't in the oven. It wasn't in the fridge. It was just nowhere to be seen.
You better not fucking tell me that this is unsolved, otherwise I'm going to headbutt you.
You'll find out. Yeah, so it's just super weird.
That is really weird.
Yeah, because everyone's like, why the fuck is there this receipt? Why is it she opened a beer as if she's sitting down for the evening?
And where the fuck is the pizza?
Where the fuck has she gone? Everything is just so weird. So everyone heads out at this point, like, anything and everywhere. So they retrace the steps. They're, like, running around to all the people in the flats. They're ringing the pub. They're ringing friends. Everything's like, the search is on. And then there's literally nothing. So over the next few days, her family and Greg basically set up a website. They're posting all over social media to try and get any info about her whereabouts, her last moves, and the police are looking everywhere that they can. Friday the 17th is when she went missing. He gets home on Sunday the 19th, and then this is like Monday. The 20th or whatever. Yeah, they just spend the whole day kind of sorting it out. So the 21st, so the Tuesday, they start doing press conferences straight away. The 22nd, Greg does his own one and is just, please, we were like lifers, like, we're literally together forever. Like, you have to just tell me where she is. I think it's like very sad.
That is very sad.
Yeah, and I think obviously the parents do the first one and they're like, please come forward with any information. The police are doing stuff, and then he does one that's, we literally had plans to be together forever. We're so young. Tell me where the fuck she is. Yeah, it's the police also had kind of determined from the scene, the crime scene, that all they have to go off, like her kitchen basically, is that there was no sign of struggle, as if she'd opened the door or even let her abductor in to the house.
It's so mad to me though, because like, was she holding the pizza?
Yeah, this is what it's like.
I can't get over it. Like, why the pizza to be missing is a very, very fucking weird thing.
Yeah.
Like, or did they eat it together?
It's interesting, isn't it? Your brain goes to so many places, because he must be sat there. Did she invite someone over? Was that a plan? There's 2 ciders and a pizza. What is happening? Where's the thought process? You'd be literally trying every possibility of what could have happened.
And like,
in your
why
head.
is that? Because even if she'd popped out I don't know, in a world where she likes her neighbours, she popped out the front door to offer a neighbour some pizza. I'm just going out there.
There'd be record,
but also, would you go without anything?
Yeah, nothing.
Your keys?
Yeah, there was nothing else missing as well. So it wasn't like, oh, our plate is missing. It was
like, just the pizza.
There's just no pizza there. Yeah, Greg was, so basically it was as if she'd opened the door, but none of her friends had said they'd gone round.
Yeah.
She didn't really know anyone else, like, in the area.
Yes.
And Greg was obviously ruled out because he was
not there,
far away with his parents. So yeah, there's nothing but panic. So yeah, here we go. So on Christmas Day, 2010, at around 9 a.m, a couple are walking their dog on Longwood Lane, 3 miles from Joanna and Greg's flat, when a body was found in the snow. It had been 8 days since Joanna was last seen, and the body was completely frozen, but she was fully clothed, and the police believed that it was Joanna. She thought she had frozen to death at the start, but after analysing the body, it was clear her cause of death had been strangulation.
Oh, God.
She also, don't know why they thought that she'd frozen to death at the start, because she had 43 different injuries on her body.
What do you think she did? Fell down the stairs and then froze to death?
Yeah, literally. Froze to death and then got 43 injuries. And also how, I hate to say this, but how frozen was her body for them to not be able to see that there was injuries beforehand? Because 43
also,
means that
she was missing.
Yeah, wild. But I think they must have maybe, like, right at the start been like, oh my God, she must have...
What? Went out of her lovely warm flat, wandered into the cold, went 3 miles away, and then was like, I'll just stay here. Fuck off.
Yeah, I know. And the fact that then there's 43 separate injuries on a young girl's body, and that you're looking at
okay,
it
maybe
like...
if you thought I get maybe if you're like, okay, maybe somebody abducted her
and then
she got away
yeah
and froze to death. I don't know.
It's so bad because also these injuries were on her whole body, including a fractured nose, cuts and bruises, which felt like however this was executed, it was very slow and painful. Also, one of her breasts were exposed, which was inconclusive of sexual motive, but they also noted this even though there was no other evidence of sexual motive.
Okay.
So it was a point made.
Okay.
It wasn't just like
it was a footnote.
Or
like
a
footnote.
It wasn't a way that it was like it could have just
almost
like it had been placed out of whatever.
But if you were investigating
clothing.
like down the line, maybe that's something that you need to be of note.
Yeah, and it was like we can't find any sexual motive or any DNA that proves this is sexual, but the way that so it's not like it had just sort of maybe her breast had fallen out. It was more like it was.
I think that only happens in
in
films written by men.
What was in Halloween?
Halloween, yes.
Halloween.
Yeah, Halloween.
That tit just
so many fucking boobies, and everyone's tits falls out as they're fighting.
Falls out as they're dying.
And you're like, the only likelihood is if you're ever wearing like a bralette and you wake up and your tits like the bralette's like in between.
yeah.
But that's it.
But you'd never just be like, oops, my boob.
Ooh,
it's just
my shirt fell open and my tit fell out.
Yeah, we were watching Halloween the other day and we were literally like, I forgot how it's just stabbing.
It is actually probably a ludicrously bad thing for us to say, but like that film is actually kind of terrible.
Yeah.
It is kind of terrible.
It's iconic.
It is iconic.
Like,
as a slasher, absolutely is, but is kind of a fucking terrible film.
Yeah, and it just, but like, tits and knives.
Tits and knives.
What more do you want?
Tits and knives. Slow burn.
Yeah, so that was just something to note, basically. It doesn't really kind of go anywhere, but it was just something that, they were sort of saying. On the 27th, Greg and her parents and her brother visited the scene and laid flowers and loads of other cute stuff. But they also, that was the day that they identified the body as Joanna Yeates.
Did they do that? Or the family did it?
Her family.
Oh, that's so sad.
Yeah. The toxicology report also confirmed that Joanna did not consume the pizza that she bought on the night of her disappearance. Also,
fucking baffled. Never thought I'd be so bamboozled by a pizza.
Yeah, I know. It's really bamboozling, isn't it? I've said toxicology, but is it still toxicology for food, or is that just chemicals in your tummy?
No, toxicology is about your... It would just be stomach content.
Yeah, just whatever parts.
Toxicology is like poisoning or alcohol level. No, I think it's like your blood.
Yeah, so toxicology is chemicals.
Chemicals,
Yeah, so, okay, that's fine. So, yeah, not toxicology, just
Stomach
from her stomach
contents.
contents. Yeah,
Yeah.
there was no pizza consumed.
Although that might be on a toxicology report. I don't know how that
Yeah, I don't know
works.
how it works. I wrote toxicology, but then I think that's just would usually be chemicals and stuff, wouldn't it? Anyway,
Who knows?
knows?
Somebody
So,
more qualified than us, I
yeah,
assume.
they also, I assume this is from her body being frozen, couldn't actually give an accurate time of death. So it could have been any time between Friday night as she got home up until Sunday night, which is literally not helpful at all
I
for their
suppose
time frame.
she's frozen them, isn't she? Which makes things hard.
And it's, was she taken somewhere and kept for the weekend and then killed on the
Yeah.
Sunday, or was she
Or
killed
did she die
straight away?
straight
Because
away?
then it's like there's a whole weekend of shit that they would need to, like, she could have gone and been
Yeah.
anywhere. Like,
Yeah, literally.
yeah, it's just they're just really in a pickle because they're like, we don't have
Any
anything.
information.
We have nothing. Like, they found her body, but that was literally on accident. That wasn't to do with any coppering at all. It was literally just someone walking on Christmas Day. What a
Yeah.
shit Christmas
That
day.
is a fucking awful Christmas. Awful Christmas for the family,
Yeah.
but also fucking horrible for those people that found it.
That had to find, yeah. just
And that's
so
why
horrible.
Christmas is for staying in your fucking pajamas, sit your ass down, stay in your house.
Yeah. Eat, drink,
Yeah.
watch TV.
Be merry.
Yeah.
Stay indoors.
Couple of fun games.
Yeah.
Maybe a cracker or two. That's about as far as it should go.
Yeah.
You should never venture out. So this one year we went out on Christmas Eve and Tanisha was working on Christmas Day.
Oh, God.
And I just kind of woke up to Tanisha just in her room and I was in her bed and she was just like, Merry Christmas. And I was like, oh, bye. And then she went out and like she looked hanging and I was absolutely hanging. And I got up and I was like, I was dressed as an elf. So I think I'd put one of your jumpers on, but I still had like my elf tights, and the only shoes I had were like big elf shoes. And I'd walked out the house, and I was making the walk back to my family home to spend time with my family for Christmas Day. And I like got to the roundabout near where Tanisha used to live, and like this family of cyclists were just like coming past, like dinging all their bells, and they were just like, Merry Christmas, and I was like, Merry Christmas, and then they just like were cycling past and they were like, have a lovely day, and I just threw straight into the bush. It was so bad, and I literally must have looked grey. Like,
It was
I was
like
so hungover.
I particularly, because anyone who's not from the UK, obviously we love any occasion to drink, but Christmas Eve is something else
It's
entirely.
something else.
Like, we aren't spending it with our families.
No.
Every single fucking one of us is in a pub.
And we were working. I was working
Yeah.
on Christmas Eve, and Nish was working on Christmas Day. So she was at my work getting drunk while I was working, but I was getting drunk whilst being
Whilst
at work
working.
because I had to work the evening. And then, I was coming to a time where I was going to close, and our friend was dressed up as Santa,
Yeah.
and he was on this really tall stool. And the next thing you know, he's just fallen off this stool and just smacked onto the ground. God, it was absolutely carnage. But
And we had been drinking the 23rd as well. Like,
yeah,
the
that
night
was our
before.
fake Christmas
And we'd
day,
like,
wasn't it? Or
yeah, we
something?
were like sat in our living room and we drank loads of wine. And then basically, like, our friends were like, oh, we're going to go home because we're going to be sensible so that we can get absolutely obliterated tomorrow. And then, like, basically, our house was just like everyone used to just walk in. So, like, me, Amy, and my housemate Georgia, we were all like in bed together in that morning. And then all of a sudden, two of the boys walk through the door with a bottle of wine in each hand and like cans of Foster's, and it's like literally 7:30 in the morning,
so
and they
bad.
just fucking throw them at us, and they're like, "It's
Merry
it's
Christmas.
merry, yeah, literally."
It's Christmas
And that just
Eve.
preceded a day of drinking,
Yeah.
and then for some
I
fucking
was
reason,
walking down to my shift like, look, I'm drunk.
and for some reason, I also had to see my ex-boyfriend that day. My ex-boyfriend's mum,
yes, that
because
was
she wanted to give me presents.
Such
Love
chaos.
you, Tracy. And yeah, I had to see her, so I had to pretend that I was so sober, but I'd been drinking for hours,
Everyone
for hours.
inside the house waiting.
Yeah, and I was
Carry on.
absolutely writ off. Anyway,
Honestly, I don't know how we made it through.
no
It was
idea.
carnage. But
It was
yeah,
carnage.
Christmas, that was probably my worst Christmas day. It was really a low point, and I got home, and my brother was also too hungover to cook the roast, so I ended up just literally getting home, opening a bottle of Prosecco, putting on the chef whites, and just going straight
Yeah.
in with my dad for making the Christmas dinner. I was just drunk for about 4
I
days
went to
straight.
work, and I had to work from 7:30 in the morning until midnight.
Yeah. So sad.
Yeah, brutal
We
day.
gave up on Christmas Day quite a lot, but I did have that one off for some reason. Anyway, back to the story. Yeah, they basically didn't know at what point that she had died.
Yeah.
They didn't know the last person who saw her. They knew she'd gone home, but they don't know why she left the house or why she let someone into the house or like anything. They're just really lost. This led the police to think that the killer may have taken the pizza for themselves.
Fuck off.
Yeah. So this was just them being like, well, if she hasn't eaten it, and if it wasn't in the house, she's clearly opened. There's no sign of a struggle, so he's obviously she's opened the door and to this person. She hasn't been like, get out, and he's broken the door down, or she. I'm not always saying it's a he.
Yeah,
but it is.
It's always a he. Well, it's not always, but most of the time.
Yeah, it's just they're just like, well, I guess they must have taken it with them.
Okay.
Because there's nowhere else it could be.
Well, yeah. But that's just... I know this person murdered somebody, so, like, obviously they're already wrong in the head.
But why?
But what the fuck?
Yeah, what in the absolute morbid...
Also, who are you that you're literally like, oh, murder, murder, murder. I'm so hungry.
Yeah, literally.
Fucking mad.
Hungry.
Also...
Why even if dinner as well in that moment?
That's what I mean. Even if you weren't hungry in the moment, but you had the forethought enough to be like, not that I shouldn't murder this person because I might go to jail.
Any snacks in the fridge.
Yeah, wild.
So bad. This was then when the murder investigation under the name Operation Braid begins. There's 80 people on the case, and DCI Phil Jones from Somerset Major Crimes was the senior investigating officer on this. So thousands of calls and leads came through because I think the media were like, let's post this literally everywhere. It's like a Christmas tragedy. Yeah. Get it out there. Like, it was
young white lady killed at Christmas.
Yeah, it's like everyone was panic.
Yeah.
So yeah, loads of leads came through and stuff, and they looked through all of it. They looked through 100 hours of CCTV. They went through 293 tons of rubbish from the surrounding areas to try and find anything, but mainly that fucking pizza. 10,000.
Yeah, that's mad.
Yeah, that is a lot of rubbish to go through just to find any kind of like evidence of anything, and they found literally nothing. £10,000 from Crime Stoppers and £50,000 from the Sun as a reward for any info that could catch the killer. And yeah, £60,000. I would sell out my own mum for that.
Yeah,
wouldn't you?
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I'd literally be like 60k.
Yeah,
bloody hell. Yeah, but
I'd be like, she did it. I saw her eating a basil and pesto pizza.
Yeah. She said she liked pesto, so I think it was her. Yeah, so then they do arrest a 63-year-old man called Christopher Jeffries because he was the landlord of the flat and he lived above Joanna and Greg. So I think they were like, it has to be someone closely related.
Yeah, okay.
Let's go with this guy. They seized his silver Chrysler car. Mm-hmm. Christopher Jeffries. I feel like that's quite a festive name.
Is it?
Christopher.
Oh, I guess so. Christopher.
This is him.
Yeah, I know this case now.
Do you?
I know this case now.
Yeah.
I literally this entire time have been like, Joanna Yeates, I know that name.
Yeah.
But nothing's clicking.
Yeah.
And now I know exactly, I know the case.
Yeah.
I know it.
Okay,
right, okay. Yeah. I know now.
So Christopher Jeffries is key.
Yeah.
His car was seized. He's the landlord. He lived above them. He looks kind of funny.
Yeah, he looks very funny.
Yeah.
He looks if some sort of mole mated with a gnome.
Yeah, with that guy, Ebenezer Scrooge.
Yeah, he does look like Ebenezer Scrooge.
Yeah. Yes, so he said he'd seen Joanna leaving her flat with two people at around 9 p.m. talking in whispered tones. And then the media question him about this. Like, obviously they're all hanging out outside the flat and stuff and being quite intrusive because there's so much drama going on. My throat is going. But yeah, when they question him, he's, no, I didn't actually see her. Eek, sorry, I didn't mean that. Do you know what I mean? So then the media are like, the fuck?
Yeah.
Are you doing? Which one's the truth? What are you making up?
Are you lying about that?
Yeah, it's always someone that's related to them in some way, and he's their landlord, so it would make sense because usually they'd know blah blah blah. So the media literally fuck up this dude's life. That's why this thing that you've seen is like his name,
Yeah.
because it's like such a scandalous time of
Yeah,
how
yeah,
his
yeah.
life went. Yeah, they bash him absolutely hard in the media. They decide it's him from the minute he says
Yeah,
this.
I watched. The reason I know about this is because I watched a documentary that was heavily set on what happened to him, basically.
So yeah, they just decide it's him, and the police bring him in for questioning after this, because the police are like, well, you've been a bit awkward,
Yeah.
and your car, we need to seize your car, which we'll come to, but they bring him in and the media are like, we fucking knew it. So they go in literally so hard. And Bella Fury is a podcast that I listened to this because I had all of my notes, but they were really messy, and I listened to hers for flow because obviously I didn't want to, this is like a key part, and I was like, when should I bring it in and stuff? But she is like, she says in it that like the UK media, she was like, I don't know what is going on with them, but they are so fucked.
Yeah.
Like, so this must have been like, I know that people that aren't from the UK, like, you may not know this, but our media can just... I guess it's the same in any kind of...
Also, it is.
There's something about the UK media.
Especially...
Can be so savage and so...
Yeah. Also, it's very unforgiving, and it isn't necessarily... I think it's a lot of media now, to be honest, but maybe it's always been the case in the UK.
It's such a following in the UK as well.
It's tabloids. It started with tabloid journalism, and now it's sort of like... It seems to be the fucking fake news, you know, sort of across everywhere that's happening. But like, it is that fact isn't fact.
Yeah.
It's whatever the popular opinion is, and you basically can be vilified by popular opinion.
Yeah. You can be swayed, and you can make, and if a whole nation is against you, but the facts are the facts. Yeah. The facts don't matter when that many people are believing that, like, instead of them just waiting to see what the police say and whether he could have done it or not, the media just literally lay into him for something just because he probably was overwhelmed by people getting up in his space and journalists being like, you know,
or maybe even enjoyed the attention a little bit and made something up, which is not good either.
And was like, because I think he said it and it was a lie, but then when the media were like, what did you say? And he was just like, I don't know. Like, also, I reckon by looking at this guy, I reckon he was just heard some youths and was like, must have been her being something. Do you know what I mean? Like, he strikes me as someone that's a bit like, get off my lawn.
Yeah,
you know.
I fit. Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of other things that could have happened other than he did it. And I understand that everyone was like, oh my God, that makes complete sense if it was him. But yeah, the media kind of really fuck up this whole situation, I think. But yeah, something that made him especially sus was that he knew that she was going to be alone that weekend. So that's another reason why the police brought him in, because Greg actually needed to jumpstart his car that night before he left. But they don't really have anything to go on, so they keep questioning him, but nothing really useful is happening. Whilst they are holding him...
That is so you-coded. To fucking... Where are they? Bristol?
Yeah.
To have to jumpstart your car and then drive it to Sheffield.
Yeah, that is me. Literally being like, off I go on like a world trip, and then it's just my car's broken. That is very me. Yeah, so whilst he's in custody and he's being held and they don't really have anything to go off, a neighbour calls and says that they actually saw him move his car that night. So the police are, that's good to know.
Confirmed.
Yeah, but they search his house and they question him for 2 whole days, and there's nothing valuable at all. They have no evidence to go off, so they have to release him. Chris actually ends up suing 8 newspapers for this slandering, and the police also end up having to publicly apologise for doing this to him, as it literally ruins his life for barely any evidence.
Yeah.
And I guess it's not really the police's fault, but I think the police have to put out a statement that is, leave the skeezer alone, because until we've told you that someone's done something, you have to stop, because he just does not get left.
Yeah.
And especially because they bring him in, which sends the media into a frenzy, and then they let him go just into that.
Yeah, and then I get that into the frenzy, and you already know it's frenzy. You probably should have, off your own back, made a statement and been like, listen, we've got no proof that this man has done anything, leave him alone.
Yeah, you just got to leave it until we say otherwise. And justice will be served if he did it.
Yeah, they'll figure it out, but don't
but guys for now, just fucking back off. And I think they are just like, it would track and everything kind of makes sense. And obviously if the car's been seized and someone said that they saw him move his car, like, why has the car been seized? There must be something. I don't know.
But it's the court of public opinion, isn't it?
Oh yeah, for sure.
that can be just as bad as actually going down for a crime.
So his life is kind of ruined, basically. But he sues loads of newspapers, and that's why there's such a massive deal around him, because he fights back. So there's also reports so this lady said that she was having a ciggy outside at a party on this Friday night, and she heard a scream from near Joanna's flat. Friday night in Bristol, what do you expect?
Yeah.
Loud everywhere. They got DNA and statements from everyone at that specific party, but there was nothing useful. They also looked into other unsolved cases that were like strangling cases or disappearing cases, like people disappearing or anything unsolved in Bristol or Bath or surrounding areas. There was a case in York, apparently, Claudia Lawrence, who went missing in 2009. Hers was really similar. She was home alone. She was returning from a night out with friends, same age, etc. But they couldn't find a link. They're branching out around, but they're also trying to find anything in the local area. And like they are putting quite a lot of effort into this. But we fast forward to the 2nd of January the next year. So it's almost been a month. And yeah, a couple of weeks after she's been found, her body's been found.
Yeah, okay.
They did so many patrols, and then they just started urging women to not walk home alone at night.
Yeah, because what else can you do at this point? You know, if someone's going to attack again, or if this is a one-time thing. I mean, how can that be a one-time thing either?
Exactly. And like it's like really difficult because obviously some people don't have that choice.
Yes.
But I think they're just saying, I know we can't tell everyone, like,
just have your wits about you.
Walk home with other people.
You know, if you can walk home with someone else, do. If you don't have to walk out at night, then maybe don't do that.
They also ask people to secure their homes.
Since also doing this fucking pod, what I've realised is I fucking hate being at work at night now. Having to walk to the car or like
it's making you so aware.
I'll obviously, if we're finishing at the same time, like if I'm on a close, then I'll wait if someone's parked in the same car park. But oh my God, since doing this podcast, I literally, when I'm walking, I'm literally like...
Yeah, it boots me out. Anytime I'm alone, I'm like in the dark. Actually, this is quite scary. Not that I didn't used to like... I just
wasn't thinking about
it, but I wouldn't think about it as much. And then now it's sort of like, it's actually like... You could just be strolling home with a pizza from Tesco without any idea that it might be...
how terrifying it is to exist as a woman.
Honestly. They also say to people, like, secure your homes as best you can.
Yeah,
you know?
do what you can.
Because I feel like it's just remember to lock that back door. Just in case, because we don't know what we're dealing with. We don't know if it was a group of people. We don't know if it's someone pretending to be a person of service. You know, like you just don't know. Yeah. So they team up with Crime Watch, as usual, in hopes to find any new info. Her parents do a televised appeal with Crime Watch after, again, to try and beg anyone for more info. They make a Facebook thing where people can write in their tips and leads info instead of call. I feel like, I put here, I think it's when Facebook was like popping off, you know, like around this time that everyone was like, why don't we get like social media Facebook leads, because that might be how people are kind of interacting at the moment, and that's how they wanted to reach as many people. And this actually brought in quite a lot of information. So on the 5th of January, a statement oh my God,
Sorry.
Yeah, it's your birthday.
It's my birthday.
You really made me jump.
Sorry.
I was like, what?
It's my birthday.
Birthday.
Don't you guys forget it, because it's coming soon.
Yeah, the 5th of January, a statement was made that a grey ski sock had gone missing from their house.
Okay.
That's something that they were like, where's her ski sock, actually?
Okay,
like,
right.
I feel like maybe at this point they were like going around, did she not have another one of these socks as well?
Okay.
When was the last time you... I think they're probably just like running around.
God, good luck if you ever came to my house, because I literally wear odd socks all the time.
Yeah, like Lauren does not wear matching socks. It's like a thing that she just can't, she just won't do it. So there's just socks everywhere with no pairs.
Yeah.
And obviously, like, I like to keep my socks together. So,
yeah, Tom asks me all the time when he does the washing how I've got no matching socks.
Yeah, it's such chaos.
I don't do it on purpose. I just don't seem to have any.
To stay together. I have to keep an eye on them all the time. They have to be together.
And we're matching today, though.
Yeah, they're so
and
cute.
They've got ears.
They're so cute. Yeah, so they feel like a ski sock's gone missing. So the killer may have had this. So they put out this thing on Facebook that if anyone sees anything similar, then...
If anyone sees a sock.
Yeah, if anyone sees a grey ski sock, fucking grey. Like, it's not even... It's got something specific
Yeah.
It's so vague, but they're like, yeah. They entertained every single tip and lead to try and find anything. The local MP at the time apparently made a statement that said that she would support the police to getting DNA of every man in Bristol if she thought that that would anyway help the case. But because they can't find any DNA to match it
okay. I was like,
anyway.
that would help the case, but they've got nothing to compare it to.
Yeah.
So yeah, that makes sense.
It's fucking crazy, isn't it?
That is
like
mad.
she was like, if I thought it would help, I would literally DNA make every single person come forward and do it. So they also tracked all sex offenders in the area or like previous convicted people and stuff, and they were just like kind of exceeding every lead. The police decided to use an outside company that works specifically with DNA, and they managed to use this DNA sense technology to actually attract some DNA from under her clothes at this point.
Okay.
So they are really hammering in on the DNA.
Doing whatever they can to find some.
Yeah, maybe we can get it. So due to the televised information from Joanna's parents, a tip comes in to check a 38-year-old man called Vincent Tebeck. He was born in the Netherlands in 1978, and he moved to Bath in 2007. A year later, he met a woman and they moved to Bristol together in June 2009. The police didn't really feel like anything was sus about him right at the start, except he did live in the same block of flats as Joanna did. And then they put two and two together that he was the man that called in about Christopher's car. So they were like, that's weird, and this is what I was talking about last week.
That's why I was like, I kept quiet.
Fucking idiot wants to interject when you could have just left it alone.
And maybe they wouldn't have known.
And maybe they would have been like, there's nothing weird about this guy.
The tip that came in about him, do we know what that was? Like, why they said they should look into him? What made him suspicious? It might have just been a tip that somebody was like, I think he's sus.
Yeah, it might just be, have you checked this guy? Because I know he lives in the building.
Yeah,
and there is
he's a bit
few
weird.
things that we'll kind of find out that he's done. Okay. We'll find out. I can't remember all of it. So at the start they were like, yeah, no, just we've already checked him. Like, we checked everyone in the flat. There's nothing weird about him. He's literally just like this guy that lives with some other girl, and he was boring. But the fact that he'd called in about the car, they were right. Like so now you're on our radar because someone said to look into you, but conveniently you've called in about someone else that
which
we
makes
know
him look really
doesn't
guilty.
have enough evidence against him. It just would have been perfect for the media if it had have been him.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, bit of a stupid move. IMO, but some people just love to interject, don't they? Alongside all of these dead ends and pointless leads and press releases, there is already a slight investigation going on alongside it about Vincent Tebeck. So let's just kind of get into this about him. So he is obviously questioned right back at the start on the 20th of September. He says he didn't know anything. He also said he didn't even know who she was or where she lived, right? He had his flat searched too at the start, but nothing was sus about that at all.
Yeah, nothing suspicious.
On the 23rd of December, after questioning, Vincent goes to his girlfriend's family's for Christmas, and the police call him just as a routine to kind of gather his whereabouts, specifically from the night. He told them he was home that night, and at 2 a.m. he picked up his girlfriend from a work party, but he was ruled out as a suspect, even though he didn't really have a valid alibi.
Yeah, it's just that he was in the flat.
Yeah, at the time, he was just ruled out because he said he did not know her.
Yeah, okay.
And he just seemed... I think there was probably quite a lot of people that were just like, I don't know her, but I was at home on Friday night by myself.
Okay, right. No
so
real
I feel like
reason
there was just
to
nothing.
suspect.
Yeah, there was just no reason for him to be on their radar back just before Christmas. But he had been on people's radar, basically. So this was also around the time that the Chris Jeffries shit was going on, so the police weren't really focusing in on this guy. They were really in on this whole Chris Jeffries thing, but he was the guy that had called to snitch on the landlord for moving his car that night, conveniently when the police already had Chris in custody and the media were going full throttle on blaming him for murder. So the police are like, why the fuck has he made such a conscious effort to put the blame on someone else? So apparently this was happening whilst this was happening originally, and Chris was found innocent. the police were like, let's look further into this guy, because also they've got no other leads anyway. So they're like, hello, random tip, that's fine. We'll just look into it because we have nowhere else to go. And Vincent is actually in the Netherlands for New Year's Eve because he was ruled out as a suspect. So he literally could just do whatever the fuck he wanted. So he was in his hometown, and then the police flew out to question him some more. Like, why would you say that?
Why did they fly out?
I don't know.
Why did they just wait until he got home?
Maybe they wanted to go to the Netherlands for New Year's Eve.
Yeah, but but also, would you not be slightly concerned that he just might not come back if he knows that you're looking into him again?
Yeah, it's so weird. I guess maybe time is of the essence, but I just love it how they're like, no, we'll go to the Netherlands.
Yeah.
We'll just get on the next flight and we'll just go there. They question him for 6 hours, and they're basically in the interview room. They're just like, tell us more. Why did you say this about the car? Like, why did you call in? Because we seized his car and we've checked his car, and you're saying it's moved, but there's no other recollection of that. So what the fuck?
Yeah.
And he is spiraling. Like, right off the get-go, he gets all weird, and he changes his tune completely. He completely changes his story for some fucking weird-ass reason.
You couldn't even remember the core details.
Yeah, like, it was so weird. He says he went out twice before getting his girlfriend at 2 a.m. He also randomly says that he went into Joanna's hallway once when he was talking to Chris one time, even though he claimed he did not know her or where she lived or anything. But for some reason, he's, the landlord, and like all of us were like there, and I was in the hallway out.
To be fair, do you ever say something? Like, sometimes I just say things that are a lie. Because I know they're a lie, and I just think, I say it, and then I think, why did I just say that?
Yeah, like
that was a lie.
That person was like at work was like, oh, have you watched Chicago the musical? And you were like, yeah. And then she was like, it's nothing like the film. Have you seen the film? And you were like, no, I haven't. And then you turn around and you were like, I have seen the film and I haven't seen the play. So why did I just lie like that?
Or like, I'd be at tables, and then like when I worked in a hotel, and I'd be at tables, and I was veggie at the time, and I'd be like, someone would be like, oh, I love this beef bourguignon. Have you tried it? Is it not the best thing? And I'd be like, oh my God, it's literally the most delicious thing I've ever tasted. I love it so much. And I'd walk away from the table and I'd be like, don't know why I lied.
Yeah,
You just lied. I'm not sure why.
Honestly, it's my favourite. People at work will be like, what's your favourite, like, whatever?
Yeah.
And I'll be like, that one.
Yeah. I don't know why I just lied. So I've never even tried it.
It will literally be like some raisin-filled creepy thing.
Or like,
I don't
but
like.
Like in that sense, as you're selling, I understand it. But sometimes I just lie because for no reason.
Like, it really made me laugh when that woman was like, you were like, yeah, I've seen the musical before, and I was thinking, no, you fucking haven't.
And
then she was like, oh, and it's just so much like the film, isn't it? Did you ever seen the film with Bridget Jones or whatever? And you were like, no. And afterwards you were like, I just lied to both of those, and it was the opposite answer. It really made me laugh.
Yeah, but when that happens and I lie, and I've obviously made a subconscious decision to lie, and it's not, I'm not doing about really big things, like I'm not about murdering somebody, but sometimes I do get caught. Someone then starts to question the lie, and then I start to spiral and be like, why the fuck did I lie?
Yeah. But they've been like, why did you lie about the car? And he's been like, look, I went out twice that night, okay? And I did go in a hallway, but it was just this one time, okay? So just leave me alone. I mean, I know they're in there for 6 hours, so that's not how that happened. But it really feels like he's
just fucking lost it. Like, it is fun to lie to strangers. Don't lie to people you love. But lie to strangers, like, all the police. Yeah. It's fun to lie to strangers. A little white lie never hurts. It spruces up the day. Yeah. But yeah, if you're going to lie about something as big as that and to the police, get your fucking story straight. And you need to be able to hold your line under pressure.
Literally.
This is what I don't get about people who murder. Why they murder, for one. But like, also, have you not thought this through?
If you think that you're prepared to murder a person and take someone's life, you need to be prepared for the questions and for the alibis. This is like Robert Durst when he's lying about his going out for a drink with the neighbour. They said that didn't happen.
This is so easy
then he
to disprove.
Went on a midnight walk and phoned the house. No, you didn't.
No, you didn't.
Like, you didn't do any of these things. So can you just get your story straight before you decide to commit murder? At least do that, because that's just what fucks me off. Is it's like you get to do this thing where you take someone's life and you control a whole set of people's future by taking someone out of it, but you still couldn't be to hammer out the details.
The very least, you didn't sit down and think,
when they come and talk to me, this is what I'm going to say. And it's foolproof. Because, like, you don't have the right to murder someone anyway. But when you're that stupid afterwards, I'm like, what do you actually think?
What was it for?
Yeah, honestly, fucks me off. So why the f*** are you saying that? This is so unprompted. Like, what? We didn't ask you if you... We asked you ages ago if you knew her. You said no. Now you're telling me that you've been in a hallway. Absolutely unhinged. So the police are like, there is something so weird going on. So they ask him for DNA, obviously. And then because they have the DNA now from her clothes, they're like sending it off to see if it matches. So he has to come back. So he comes back to the UK on the 2nd of January and he just awaits the information. And lo and behold, the DNA matches. Vincent Tebek's DNA was found on Joanna Yeates' breast, jeans, and under her knees. I assume from moving her.
Oh, okay, right.
Yeah.
We just had some real technical difficulties.
Yeah, fear in me forever.
Yeah, we just watched the entire screen start jibbing out. And yeah, we
on
thought
the transcript,
we'd lost the
it's just like us
thing.
going, no. Thought that was a goner.
I'm not sure where we got to, but
yes, I do know where. Apparently, it's apparently a 1 in a billion chance that this DNA doesn't belong to him.
Okay.
So, like, it is fucking unlikely.
Yeah, the odds are stacked against it.
Yeah, there is barely any possibility in the world that it's not his DNA. And as we know, some people go to prison for the other way round of those stats. Mm-hmm. So he's in deep shit, basically. He is arrested. There was her DNA in his car. Her body had fibres from his coat and his car. At the start, he claims this is completely wrong. He apparently says the DNA researcher has been paid to set him up.
Yeah, of course. Of course. You, some random fucking guy on the street.
On a conspiracy.
For sure.
Yeah. So he's being a pain in the ass, basically.
Of course.
Yeah. He's just being like, wow.
Here's a fucking thought. Don't murder someone.
Yeah, don't murder someone and then try and pin it on the guy that the media is pinning it on. That's just going to make you look sus. Yeah, so on the 8th of Feb, he is on remand and he goes to speak to a chaplain, like, church dude. And when he comes away from it, he confesses to the murder. He apologises and he's, yeah, I did it.
Lovely.
He's sorry, but yeah, it was me. And then on the 5th of March, he enters a plea deal for his trial for manslaughter, not murder.
I don't understand what the sequence of events are there for you to have said manslaughter.
Literally. They're like, nah.
Yeah.
We reject this, my friend. So the 4th of October is when his trial occurs. So this is quite a way on. And everyone's trying to get loads of evidence for motive and his movements, etc., so they can fully send him down. They look through his computer at his house and his search history is fucked. There's like really rough pornography and like degrading women, lots of choking during sex. This was like a main feature, like aggressively choking.
Okay.
There was 145 images of child porn.
Okay.
Well. So he's a fucking creep.
I'm not going to lie, when you said the choking, I was like, it's kind of light work, but the child pornography.
Yeah. Like, I think it was like aggressively choking as well, like maybe
to the point of passing out.
Yeah, like
okay, that's a bit wild.
Yeah, I think like it was like rough stuff.
Yeah.
And then there's the child porn. 3 images specifically were of importance to the case, and these were of a blonde woman with a pink top that was the same kind of top as Joanna's, with the top pulled up and the breast exposed as well. So it's basically exactly how the crime scene was found.
So he's like it was staged.
It's
staged.
Yeah, he was kind of copying this vibe. It also kind of more confirms that it was him because they've got something basically exactly how her body was found. Also, his search history was sentences for manslaughter versus murder, maps of the area that she had been found, definition of sexual assault, constantly looking at articles of her, searched up body decomposition. Her name was searched all the time, like all of the articles about it this was all in his fucking search history. So what a dumb fuck. In his trial, he says he did kill her, but it was an accident. Hence
Yeah,
the
I'm sure.
manslaughter.
Since the manslaughter versus murder.
Yeah. He said that she invited him in for a drink and then flirted with her because she invited him in, so he thought that was like an open invite. He tried to kiss her and then she screamed. He covered her mouth and his other arm was around her neck, and within 20 seconds she had died.
That's not how strangulation works.
And also, like, how can you, even if that is what happened, how can you still call that manslaughter?
Yeah.
Like, how can he still say, but it was an accident?
Oh, she just screamed too loudly, so I
covered her
accidentally
mouth.
tried to kill her.
Yeah, like I said, he covered her mouth and her neck. And so bad. He put her body in the boot and then he dumped her body at the crime scene.
Also, that can't possibly be the case because she had over 43 injuries.
Yeah, it's so bad. Like, you ain't 43 injuries.
Yeah. Think of a better story.
Yeah. So the prosecution were like, the fucking injuries? Hello? Also, she wouldn't do that is recollection, like, that her friends have said how anxious she was to be home alone. She is not inviting someone that she does not know into her house. They said that he must have watched her come home. Chris had also by this point confirmed that Vincent also knew that she was home alone because he was around at the time
that he was getting his card.
They said he knocked on the door. He knew she was alone. She answers the door to him. He pushes his way into the house and attacks her. She tries to fight back, and that's where her injuries come into play. He had scratch-like defense wounds on his hands, so she must have scratched the shit out of him for them to still be there all of that time on. But I guess that's just all she could do. There was an hour between this and the body being dumped, which implies that that's where he was slow and it was painful and he was in the house with her and he was, probably took her to the boot of his car where her DNA is. He then goes to Asda with her in the boot and gets crisps and beer. And apparently he's texting his girlfriend at the time going, oh, lol, I'm so bored. I'm in the shop because I'm so bored waiting for you to come home. Yeah. Also, it is... I don't know how they know this.
What happened to the fucking pizza?
Yeah, so he ate it. So he took it and he went to Asda. So basically he takes her body and he's, oh, a pizza. And he takes it with him. And then he goes...
Manslaughter, is it?
Yeah, literally.
Manslaughter, is it?
Literally. He goes to fucking Asda with her in the boot and he still has...
While we're at it, hike it up to murder and then get him on theft because he stole that fucking pizza.
I know, it's so slimy. Then he goes to get like his components, the crisps and beer, to go with his pizza snack. He dumps her body, he goes off and he gets his girlfriend from her fucking work party and is probably, oh, such a boring night without you, babes. Didn't really get up to much. He was acting completely, she says, he was acting completely fine the whole time. Picked her up, was like,
what a fucking sociopath.
Yeah, and she confirmed that he then ate that pizza and crisps and beer, but she thought that he'd gone and bought it. It's actually fucked. And he's just sat there thinking nom nom on this after I've just dumped her body and stolen her dinner.
Speechless.
Yeah,
that is madness.
Baffling, isn't it? And he's claiming manslaughter. What an absolute arsehole. Apparently after as well. So the whole time that this has been going on, he was acting completely fine. He wasn't guilty. Like, he wasn't acting suspicious. Yeah. There was reports about him joking about the murder at parties. I don't know what that means, whether that means he's, haha, this is so funny, or being like,
he lives near
careful everyone,
yeah,
get home safe because you don't want to get murdered or whatever. Yeah. He also said, I'm so sorry to the parents for putting you through hell after strangling your daughter. He has the fucking absolute cheek to say that. He also says, I've had suicidal thoughts about it, so please forgive me.
No.
Which is just him trying to say...
I'm having a hard time.
Yeah, it's about him saying it was a complete accident. I thought she was making a pass at me and she wasn't. She was screaming and I just wanted to stop screaming and I've been feeling so bad about it ever since. And his wife's, no, you fucking haven't.
Is there a fucking realm where that is self-defense?
I mean, they're like, nah, mate.
Or manslaughter. Like, you can't... Surely, that's not what manslaughter's for. Manslaughter's, oh my God, I tripped and my gun went off.
Yeah, it's literally so bad.
Oh, she was screaming.
It's literally so wild. And it's because he's saying, oh, she was giving off, she invited me in, so I thought she wanted some, and actually he pushed through her front door and stayed in there for ages and gave her 43 injuries worth, stole her dinner, flung her in the back of a car, went to fucking Asda and dumped her body, and then went home and acted as if nothing happened, and now he has the cheek to come and take the stand and
say,
be like,
I was suicidal.
I'm so sorry about what I did. It was a complete accident, and I've been having all these terrible thoughts ever since. Oh my God. Honestly. So he gets life with a minimum of 20 years. He still, to this day, says it's an accident.
Oh, fuck off.
Yeah, and there's no motive or remorse. He's just, it was an accident. I don't know what you want me to say. Yeah, great. So they have caught him. The family have their answers. Greg has his answer.
Yeah.
But there's no reasoning.
It's
for
senseless.
any of
Well,
it. Yeah.
100% it is. It's that he knew she was home alone. He was home alone.
Mm-hmm.
He thought, you know what, I'm going to fucking do it. I bet. And he might not have got set out to kill her, but he definitely set out to sexually assault her.
And
Maybe she fought back far harder than he was expecting.
And that's why
he strangled her to death.
Yeah. I think
But he would have killed her regardless because she's his fucking neighbour.
Yeah.
So there's no way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ugh. He gets another sentence for the child pornography as well. Just because they're like, throw that one in there.
Yeah, put him away for as long as you can.
He was actually moved after a few years from maximum security to a lower risk prison, which I kind of looked into, and I think it just means you
get more freedom.
Yeah, you have a better life in there, basically.
Yeah.
But it's probably because he's just for my accidental strangulation of a girl that wanted some from me, and I was just like super confused about, do you know what I mean? Like, he's really played it to be like, it was all just a complete misunderstanding and I was just in the wrong place at the wrong time, and they've been like, you're no harm, and you don't need constant surveillance, so let's get you a little TV in your cell, let's get you a nice little walk every day.
Rage. Fucking rage.
Yeah, I bet
that is
slimy,
an absolute fucking joke.
Yeah, literally.
That is a joke.
I'm also going to show you a picture of him because he's also an absolute...
So, when is he set to be released? Do you know?
So he's got life.
Without the possibility, though?
So minimum of 20 years.
Yeah. So when did this happen?
That was in 2010.
So he's been
2011, he probably would... Yeah, so he's been in for...
Yeah.
Yeah,
he's been in for 14 years, which means he could be out in the next 6.
Oh my God, I just really hope that they're like, absolutely not.
Oh, God.
Actually gross.
She made a pass at you, yeah?
Yeah.
You thought that you had a chance with her?
Honestly, it's gross.
Fucking ugh.
Yeah, it makes me so
The
sad.
audacity of men sometimes.
Yeah, it makes me actually so angry. Yeah, piece of shit.
Absolute piece of shit.
Yeah. As they always are. Yeah, that's it. At least it got answered. At least the pizza situation got answered. It was not a good answer, but
no, but it's an answer nonetheless.
Yeah, and I'm
glad that I did get my answer to the pizza situation.
Yeah. Oh my God, and the family, I bet they were literally, even though they were probably absolutely heartbroken, thank fuck they knew, because you would forever just be like, did she know them? Did she not? Did she let them in? How long was she home for?
So many crimes are senseless. Like, obviously, all crimes are senseless. Like, murders are senseless. But, like, this just feels like there was just no fucking point. Just no point.
No, not at all.
Like, what was the point in any of that?
He probably just saw her just being lovely and happy with her partner in a house.
Oh, that makes me so sad. And all because they just moved to the wrong flat.
Yeah. All because there was just some creepy person just down the road from them that got a weird idea one day and was like, I'm going to execute this plan. But, like, the thing that, like, obviously he's fucking murdered her and I fucking hate that. But the way that he's, number one, the way that he's being like, oh, she invited me in, so it
no, she didn't.
Not
you
be my
ugly
fault.
Fuck.
And even if she did, just to be polite, that does not make it not your fault.
Also,
anymore.
No, she didn't.
Yeah,
I'm so certain that she
definitely
absolutely didn't.
I bet she barely had even opened the door before you pushed away.
Yeah.
And you
She saw her neighbour at the door, so she opened the door.
Yeah.
Then you barged your way in.
Yeah,
for fucking sure. I'm certain that woman did not want to spend any moment of time with you.
Yeah, and it's
Fuck
just so
off.
sad and scary. Like, It just makes me so angry.
Leave women alone. Yeah. Leave us alone.
Yeah, leave her alone. She's just a queen who liked Christmas, who just wanted to have a good little time. First time ever being in the house by herself.
That's fucking horrendous.
And that makes me think, how long was he watching her before because I just don't like
just waiting for an opportunity, really.
Yeah. Or did he literally just hear that some random girl was going to be home by herself? Because either one of those is massively fucked up.
I think it's just so scary to think that, like, all it would have taken is, it's not anyone's fault, but his car didn't start, so he decided not to go to Sheffield. Or the girlfriend of the guy that did it was like, oh, I'm not feeling very well, I'm not going to go to the Christmas party.
Or maybe if Joanna was like, I'm going to go home and see my mum because I don't want to be in the house
or Joanna
by
was
myself.
like, I've had a really good night out, I'm going to stay out.
Yeah,
it's
many
so
things.
mad, isn't it? Like,
the fact that she just wanted to go home and have a little bit of me time and do something wholesome.
Oh, that's so fucking horrendous.
Also, the feeling of you leaving, like, me leaving the pub at 9 o'clock as opposed to me leaving the pub at 1 o'clock in the morning, I feel so much safer.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, I'm walking home at 9 instead of me walking home pissed out of my head at 1.
Yeah.
Like, I feel safer because I'm like, it's still family time at 9. People are still
are
watching
around.
TV and there's things going on.
There's hustle and bustle in the city, like, you're not thinking of any of it at that time.
You're
like,
just strolling home. You feel like you've got a couple of hours to kill. Watch
also,
a film, eat your dinner.
What's scary is you were home safe.
Oh, yeah.
You were home safe. You would have got through the door and thought, great,
and
lovely.
She'd had enough time to open her cider, but she hadn't had enough time to take her fucking phone out of her coat pocket, to turn the oven on.
Yeah.
Any of these things, turn on the TV, to get her phone out to text her boyfriend. Literally nothing. She'd taken her coat off.
She'd literally walked in, took her coat off, put the pizza on the side with her, and then picked up the cider, opened it, maybe took a swig.
Yeah, and
then the door.
He's just gone already. Like, he'd literally...
He was waiting for her.
Yeah, he definitely
had to have been.
He had to have been.
Had to have been.
And the fact that then he was like, oh, perfect, this other guy's getting pinned for it. I'm just going to put my 2 pence in to try and help
And
the
then
situation.
you want to stand up in big court and say manslaughter.
Yes.
Fucked
You
four
watched
eyes.
all of this. You watched all of this happen in front of your eyes, and at no point did you think to call and help out the inquiry because you knew the answer. You cannot claim manslaughter when you went off to the Netherlands for New Year's Eve to have a right fucking giggle.
Oh, I hate that man.
Yeah,
I hate that fucking weasel of a man.
He's horrid. And I really, really hope he doesn't get out, because that would suck.
Yeah.
That would suck.
Well, that's that.
That's that. Well done us. Well done you for listening.
Yeah, it's been swell.
Yes, thanks for listening. Follow us, like us, download our episodes, comment, reply, share, repost.
Just do some stuff.
Add to your stories.
Yeah. Yeah.
Promote.
And obviously follow us on Spotify as well if you want, like, the notifications of, like, when, obviously you know when these are released, but because it's just the same day every week. But it's Christmas and stuff, so we might put in some cheeky extras if we can. So yeah, you might wanna follow so that you get updated on that stuff. So follow us on Instagram and TikTok at
Kill the Mood Pod,
and email us at
killthemoodpodcast@gmail.com.
Lovely.
Yeah, thank
Goodbye.
you so much for sticking with us and listening and just being around. You mean the world to us.
Okay, bye.
Bye. See you next week. Stay spooky.